Well, it's unclear whether there will be any discussion of medical marijuana by the Wisconsin legislature this fall. Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald remains lukewarm on that issue.
I still don't think there's enough support in the caucus for it. I don't support the idea right now, and I think I've got members that probably would fall into that same category, but I haven't really taken the temperature. I don't know that Speaker Voss has taken the temperature necessarily of his own caucus on that issue.
State Assembly Speaker Robin Voss said last week he wants the legislature to discuss medical marijuana this fall. Minnesota already allows cannabis for medical use. Michigan allows it for recreational use. The governor of Illinois recently signed a bill allowing it there. Governor Evers signaling that Medicaid expansion will be an issue during the next round of legislative elections here in the Badger State.
We will be talking about Medicaid expansion until we get Medicaid expansion, and that will include pressure on people that, from the Republican side, that are in Medicaid expansion denial. We're going to get them we're going to get them either to a better place or we'll find better legislators to get us there.
And Evers on Wednesday signed a 2-year state budget minus Medicaid expansion money, which Republicans stripped from his original budget proposal. Legislators want to get to work to allow privacy for lottery winners. That's what correspondent Raymond Newport tells us today.
Republicans introduced a bill to that effect this spring after a Wisconsin man won $768 million in the Powerball lottery. Assembly Speaker Robin Voss says requiring the names of lottery winners to be public opens them up for fraud and abuse. Lottery officials say these rules ensure transparency and trust in the lottery. The bill comes up for a hearing next Wednesday. Raymond Newport, Wisconsin Radio Network.
And it was a 24-year-old New Berlin man, Manuel Franco, who claimed that big Powerball prize back in March. And during his press conference said the winning ticket came with a feeling of paranoia about what would happen once his name was revealed. And Assembly Speaker Voss cited that quote while looking for co-sponsors for that bill. And there is no national standard for identifying lottery winners. Each state sets their own laws. A Wisconsin National Guard soldier has written a book about his 2006 deployment to Afghanistan. Major Andy Skoten says First to Fire recaps the challenges he faced training the Afghan army.
It was not as I envisioned as a classroom, this is how you should do things. It was a lot of on-the-job training, going out on missions and advising their leadership on best methods.
Now, Skoten says he never intended to write a book, but the project came about as he was getting therapy for post-traumatic stress disorder.
My therapist suggested maybe I try writing about my significant event or my traumatic event, and I started that, and she encouraged to provide more detail on it and how I felt during that event, and it actually felt good to be writing about it.
Skoten says he kept detailed notes and calendars from his deployment, and many of those daily highlights made it into the book.
I enjoyed writing and looking up some of those extra facts from those old emails and trying to put it all together, because part of my problem with the PTSD is trying to finish processing that event. So I think writing about it helped me significantly.
And Skoten says the book shows that not every traumatic event plays out like it does in the movies or on TV.
This whole combat advisor mission was just a total different, unique experience as opposed to a normal unit going over there to do their unit function. So it was totally individual, unique deployment.
First to Fire is available on Amazon in both paperback and electronic versions, as well as some libraries in Wisconsin. Well, the U.S. economy added 224,000 jobs in June. Unemployment rising slightly to 3.7%. J.J. Keenahan, chief strategist at TD Ameritrade, says 2019 has been a good year for hiring.
If we continue at this 160-ish pace per month, things are going pretty well considering what's happened to the economy over the last few years.
Keenahan says the numbers from June, a big relief following a disappointing report in May. And that's news from AM 1450 WDLB.